Yo, good morning, everyone. Sorry about the delay. Hey, it's Friday. Things are going to happen, right? Perfect week all week. Finish it off on Friday with problems. But hey, we are live. We're here. The alumni's in the house. OC guys sitting on the sidelines waiting to go live with us right now. We're looking at this chart, guys, and I put a picture of this on the thumbnail. We've got a couple of critical levels here. And there's actually a whole nother fib that I'm going to show you that we need to keep an eye on. It is going to be critical for us to break these levels and prove them as support. But if not, we could be looking at the resistance. Anybody getting into longs right now, probably going to get trapped, maybe. We're going to break this chart down. We're going to take a look at that. We're also going to look at some great news today, a lot of news. But we got a poll up. Yes, Yeezy, the self-proclaimed Nazi, is going to be launching a meme coin. And you're not going to believe the percentage that he's going to hold of it. Decentralized is not what in his language there for that coin. But yeah, we got a poll up. What do you guys trust more? A meme coin from Yeezy, 3-day-old sushi, a camping trip with Hillary Clinton, or the bank with your money? Let me know. Is there a problem with the the thing? I don't know. Let me know. Let me know, guys. But right now, let's go ahead and get it. It's time. Class is in session. Why you gotta talk about my nose for, man? Guys, welcome to the show. Good morning to everyone. I don't know what happened with that that little glitch there on the screen either. I don't know. Maybe something's going on the back end, but I was not able to go live. It was fighting with me. It was fighting with me hard. But it's Friday. We're gonna make this thing happen. We're gonna push forward. We're gonna make everybody have a great day here. We're gonna talk about a lot of stuff. We got some great news articles. Let me just read through the tops of the headlines here. We got 2.04 billion dollars in Bitcoin and Ethereum billion options that are expiring today. So we're going to talk about that. Litecoin up 46% in 2 weeks off of ETF Buzz, which OC and I were talking about that with you guys at the at day one of that launch. So and then altcoin season, is it just a mirage? Analysts are debating the future of altcoins. We're going to talk about all of that and more. Let's go ahead though and bring up the co-host of the morning show here. There he is. Bam. What's up, OC guy? How you doing today, man?
I'm doing fantastic. I mean, have a good breakfast today. Today I ate a steak for a breakfast, and yeah, also my coffee. Pretty weird one, right?
Weird. Yes. Someone Billy was saying that our video was a little wonky today, but I don't know. You guys let me know in the chat. But I think let me check it here. Let me just check. Yeah, also my coffee. No, it's looking good. It's good. We're good, bro. I just checked it. So yeah, all the Bitcoin chart. I think we should jump in on that. Shout out to Alex O Crypto pushing over to us today. I appreciate the entire Otter gang. If you guys are from the Otter gang, drop some otters in the chat, man. Let me see you guys. Gang. Alex O Crypto. That's what it gets. Super chat from Alex O, $5. He said, smash the likes, throw otters, all that stuff. Piper made me swear today. Damn right I did. He was swearing and shit over on his channel. I'm just saying. We were talking about trading. He's like, I'm here every day. Well, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. I'm here every morning trading and showing you guys how to do this. And he is. He's crushing it over there. One of the best trading shows on the interwebs. I'll just put that out there. If you're watching anybody else, you're not getting quality content. You're getting scammed. But yeah, I dropped a comment in his chat and said, well, if you're not doing 7 days a week trading flag breakouts and never showing your total P&L, are you really a content creator or a trader? So yeah. And then I ramped him up. I ramped up the Alex O Critter today, man. Otter was all about getting uppity on that one. So let's go talk about this Bitcoin chart, OC, because I'm seeing some things on here and I want to break this all down for everybody, and then we'll come back and knock out the news. Brumblebee's in the house. What's up, Brumbelo? So guys, I'm watching these levels here. We are fighting right now, and I'm going to go ahead and just drop the oscillator for a second. And let's talk about this levels here of the fibs. This level is pulled from this low to this high point, and then we pulled the retracement down, right? And you can see, check this out. I mean, fibs. This is why I trade with fibs, guys. It doesn't lie. We had a nice bounce here on the 887. A lot of people don't even put that on their charts. We do here. I'm all about the platinum pocket. And then we had a retest here on Tuesday of the 18th, which was like 3 days ago, where it hit the 786, and that was it. We came back through, fought with this nice consolidation zone, which was the golden pocket. And now we're pushing on the 50%, trying to get above the 50% fib. But we do have a trend line that's running down through here. I did throw a different set of fibs on though, because we have a whole nother play section getting done here. And that is going to be your high to your low with your retracement to the upside. That's the direction we're heading now. We want to know how far is this going to retrace. That's why it's called a retracement. And that 50% line, guys, is actually coming in right across our trend line here. We also, you can see that the 382 was a critical level of resistance for us. We got a nice OC retest right there on that on the 4 hour, and that gave us our bounce up. But we've really got to watch this area right here with the 50% fib crossing into that trend line. If we go over and turn on the power, let's power this thing up and turn on some chart prime power on here. I want to show you guys all the confluence. There you go, Alex. That is coming across here on these levels, because we've got these. Here, let me turn this off, and let me turn this off so I can isolate what you guys are seeing here. These are the prime pivot levels here from the Market Dynamics Pro. This is your median margin area, your MM zone, the mother's milk. And then you can see down here is your weekly pivot and your support. Right now, we've got our weekly pivot high with our resistance. And then we have resistance 2 and resistance 3 coming in at the tops there, right? But let's go ahead and lock in and show what we're seeing here with the market dynamics. We've got the market oracle. This is the new VWAP tool that they have in there, coming in almost in line with resistance 3. The quantum reactor almost in line with resistance 2. And then if we go down below us and take a look at what we have down here, we have mother's milk down here, that margin, right? Check it out. It's right in the golden pocket. So these are levels here are going to be like, there's a lot of confluence at not just the levels that we're watching on the fibs, but what we're also seeing here on the actual indicators from the algorithmic power of chart prime. So these levels here of the resistance coming in on that, and then the 236 above it, look at the 382. I would say if we get a breakup, this area right here is going to be critical for us, because we do have a resistance level from the pivots. We have a 382 on the fibs, which have already shown to be playing out flawlessly. And then we also have the let me get the other one on. There we go. We also have the resistance and quantum reactors and the oracle indicators overlapping the dynamics pro indicators on top of traditional fibs. So seeing a lot of resistance there right now, but we've really got to push through this other time frame that we're seeing here. We got to be able to push through that 50%, and that's going to be on this Fibonacci setup here. So once we get through that, guys, watch that level. Currently right now it's coming in at right at $100,000 there. So I just wanted to break that down, show you guys what I'm seeing on these local time frames for resistance, because everyone's getting really bullish right now. You've got to be careful when you're talking about bullishness and people are like, it's done, it's over, like your alt season's here, it's time to go. That's how a lot of people get trapped in longs and then get wrecked and then decide I can't trade and I can't invest and I don't even want to touch crypto anymore. So I want you all to be careful with that. OC, what are your thoughts on the current market sentiment? Are people being too bullish right now off of this little pump that we got, or is there a lot of proving that needs to take place first? What do you think?
Yeah, first of all, I mean, absolutely. People has been very bullish on this one. I mean, we've been seeing this all over the markets, right? In all of the discourse that we are involved with, where people get very excited, especially with the altcoins and meme coins that has been moving, like, for example, MKR or Maker, that pop out like crazy, but then also are kind of like a retracing some other stuff moving. But absolutely, we need to wait a little bit more, because yes, some just like sporadical popcorns, like one altcoin might be popping, the next one might be popping. But the truth of the matter is that we have not yet broken the range that we are in. We are at the top of the current range on Bitcoin, and we already have kind of like a goose hit or even a flip of the ribbon on its way. So There we go. Perfect. So basically, looking at the same trend line, and I was mentioning this on before the show that he showed me his chart and I showed him mine, and man, it's just identical. But the thing in here is that we've been building this over time with different tools, and how funny that two different analyses start getting together, right, and matching each other with different procedures. Something that I was talking about is that we are basically here with a possible reversal, almost a goose head, or even a flip of the ribbon on its way. So might be something like this, in which I do believe, and this is based on hopium, guys, not yet on analysis, that we could start breaking out. Remember, 2 days ago, I was talking about 100K before we visit other areas. And look at that. We're almost right there, 99, 333, right? And we have increased our prime score. So this is giving me a little bit of a hope that we can get somewhere around 100, 102, and then breaking back down. So a little bit more of what Piper was talking about, maybe looking at a breakout retest at the trend line, other than what we already have had on the dynamic reactor. But still, we need to be careful. We're not out of the blue, especially since we are not yet. Let me mark it for you. There you go. We're not out yet of the range. We're just at the top of the range, so we need to be very careful.
Absolutely. Appreciate that, bro. That is great input there. Let's go ahead and knock out the news. I want to talk about a couple of things in there. We got some articles to talk about today. But if you guys are wondering what the hell is Piper talking about with Yeezy coin, BC Port Corp said it's not official. That is a leak. Well, it's not officially his. It is coming, but they are in negotiation with Yeezy. But CoinDesk put this out. I want to jump over here and talk about this real fast. Yee, the on and off again Nazi, formerly known as Kanye West, is planning a token Yeezy. This is what CoinDesk put out here, okay? So evidently not official yet. He is in negotiations, or they're trying to negotiate with him, but the report got leaked that he would own 70% of the supply. So there you go. That's Yeezy coin. If you guys didn't know, be on the watch out. Be on the lookout for it. Don't get trapped. Don't get Trump to Melania on that thing. You know how that goes. So don't get, was it Libra? Yeah, don't get Libra either. So let's go jump into the news though, guys, and let's talk about the rest of the news that we're seeing today. There we go. Let's go over and look at where we are on the wristbands right now. Looking at the overall crypto risk indicator, social metrics coming back up there. We were showing that yesterday. It was under 20%. It's now in the 22% range. On-chain metrics are looking good at 53%, and the price is at 45%. So no real risk yet on the market. Looking at total market cap valuation, crypto market cap is at $3.276 trillion. The trend median of that is sitting at 3.489, which means currently we are at a 6.10% undervaluation on crypto. So a lot of room to go up there on the upside. Watching here on the crypto risk for Bitcoin, it's at 58.7% currently. And then the dominance is at 60.22%. Remember, 71% is where I think that we actually see an alt season, if that is to kick off this cycle. It's going to be at 71% in my opinion. Without stables right now, dominance is at 64.7 when you take all them stable coins out of that Bitcoin dominance. So let's go over and check out and see what Fear and Greed is saying today. Fear and Greed Index. There we go. Let's slide over there. Brought to us by Into the Cryptoverse. Link down below, guys. You can get that Fear and Greed at 55 right now. That's what you can catch these 55 greedy hands on that Fear and Greed Index right now. While price is sitting just under $100,000. Let's go over to the crypto bubbles. Give that a refreshy fresh and let that resort there. Lots of moves today, guys, on like IP virtuals. These things are moving today on the upside move there. Let's look at the top 20 though and take a look and see what it's telling us today. Bitcoin right now up 2.6% on the daily. It's at $99,224. Ethereum's at $2,828, up 4.1% there. XRP down, guys. Down on the weekly, down on the daily. 0.1%. It's not looking too great there. BNB up 2.5% on the daily, sitting at $666.70. Can we bump that number up away $1? Thanks. Solana is up 2.9% on the daily at 178.17. Dogecoin's up 2.5%. You can see a lot of pullback in the hourlies here, or unchanged in general. But right now, a lot of things up on the daily. So Cardano up 3.1%. Tron is up 2.1%. Chainlink's up 5.2% to 1896. Avalanche moving up 2 more spots there to number 12 from that number 14 position. It is up 7.5% today. Sui is up 6.7. Good move on Sui, man. We actually called out a 3x DCA this week on Sui, I believe. And it was looking pretty good. I have to go back and check that to confirm. But yeah, Sui, if you guys got in on any of those DCAs, the Piper plan that we call it over in our Discord, it's basically giving you exponential investments weekly. What I'm doing, you guys can follow if you want, but it's the Piper plan. It's my plan. So that's what I'm doing with my DCAs, and they're all up right now. Stellar Lumen's up 0.4% there at 34 cents. Litecoin up 4.8% right now, up 5.5% on the weekly, 16% on the monthly there at $134. HBAR up 3.5%. Shiba Inu up 3.4. Toncoin moving up 1 spot to number 18 from its 19th position, up 2.4. And then rounding out the bottom 2, Leo Token and Hyperliquid, both a little bit of upside. But as you can see on the hourly here, most things are in the red except for XRP and Cardano on the hourly. Let's jump over to talk about the total market cap here. Let's go to US because it's not in pre-market anymore. There we go. And let's refresh that. Looks like the market is opening in the red today, guys. Dow Jones is down about 0.85% right now. The S&P down about 0.48, a little bit under 0.5%. The NASDAQ down about 0.43. Russell 2K down 5.56, and that VIX is green. And you know I don't like to see the VIX green. Why? Because it means that sell-off is being accelerated even more. So that's likely why we're going to see some sell-off across crypto today. Just be aware, guys. Bonds right now, 4.46. So this is a good sign for the economy. Economically speaking, we don't want to see this thing hit 5%. And right now, pushing down to the downside, losing some momentum on the 10-year bond for the U.S. Treasury. Looking at gold. Gold is at 2,944 after topping 2950 plus. It is on the downside move. Silver, copper, platinum, and palladium all in the red today, guys. On the metal side, metal, that's what we got there. Yesterday, we had a sell-off, and it looks like we're having a continuation of it today. This is because Walmart and Palantir and inflation concerns is what they are chalking this up to. If you guys don't know, Palantir had like a 25% pullback yesterday. Walmart also had a pretty big pullback. Walmart led the Dow Jones Industrial lower, falling more than 6%. And when you talk about the market cap of Walmart, guys, that is a pretty substantial pullback. Of course, Palantir slid, it was down as far as 25%. It had a decent little bounce and closed, about 15% total. So, but yeah, it was not good. That's why we had a market sell off yesterday. Economic calendar, we do have a couple of things today. I think this is actually going to be coming in. Yeah, it came in this morning. The S&P Global Composite PMI flash. It was at 52.7, forecasted to be 52.7, came in at 50.4. Let's put this on Impact 2. There we go. 50.4, and if you go in and look at this, this is the S&P Global U.S. Composite PMI dropped sharply, indicating a near stagnation in the private sector. A preliminary estimate shows it marks the slowest pace of business expansion since September 2023. And so they're on top of the sell-off that we've already seen this week, on top of the inflation fears and the tariff fears and everything else that's going on in the markets. We are seeing some sell-off here in the stock market now. So let's jump over to X marks the spot, talk about this. Shorts versus longs on Bitcoin, guys, on the centralized exchanges. Longs are still outnumbering the shorts right now. Longs, 54.16% of all trades on Binance, Bybit, and OKX are all longs right now. But this was like 35 to 65 a couple days ago. So we are starting to see that the longs are starting to get washed out and shorts are starting to take control. Once that flips and we have more shorts than longs, then I do believe that we will see a little rally in the markets. But until then, the longs right now, they're going to have to wash those out. So let's go jump back over, look at the chat, and check this out. OC, what are your thoughts on some of this stuff, as far as like the sell-off going on in the market, the PMI, the longs versus shorts? love to hear from the mind of Super OC guy. Take off your glasses, Clark Kent. What do you got for us, man?
Oh man, not much. I need to wear these glasses. I mean, it's not that I don't like them. I just haven't get used to them. But I mean, too much blue light on my eyes. It's been a little bit hard. But we've been talking about this from the last year, right? The imminent change of structure in the market is being presented itself for a long time already, right? So it's not just like it is going to go away just from one moment to another or one event to another. This event being the elected president Donald Trump, right? What I'm trying to say here, without sounding anything like alarmist or anything like that, remember that before the elections we were talking about a delicate situation on the global markets, right? I think we still are there, especially now when we start seeing new talks with the two potential powers in the world, which is at this point Russia, China, US, and what's happening with Ukraine and stuff like, right? So talking about that and just connecting it to Walmart, we are seeing rotation of capital at this point, and it's not going to be going just away like this. And I believe this is a direct reaction on what's happening within this big, very big companies. Other than that, I don't want to put a prediction right now because I think it's way too early. This could be just a little bit of a hiccup. I mean, you are completely right that the movement that we just saw is just abnormal and very big for such a high cap like that. But until I start seeing repetitive action with other companies, the same magnitude, I would not be that worried at this point. But again, we always need to be aware on the lookout for delicate situations in the market. Protect your capital, rotate your capital, take gains as we spoke, or whatever you are on profits, and try to have always a plan B. That's, I would say, as much as I will venture to say it, regardless the situation or about the situation that we are right now about Walmart.
Yep. Billy asked me what time frame those fibs were on a while ago. That was a 4-hour chart, bro. 4-hour chart, and I just pulled it from swing high to swing lows. So, yeah, look, here's the bottom line, and I'm actually seeing something pretty interesting going on in the market right now. Let's jump over to our news cam together. What's up, OC? How you doing, bro? So a lot of money in the sector was in tech, right? It was in the Mag 7, right? The Magnificent 7. It moved out of that over into the recessionary proofs, which Walmart is one of those. Guess what? Walmart got absolutely wrecked this week. 6% of its market cap gone in one day. But the big a winner this sector. It was up like 8 point something percent for the, in stock world, that's a lot. For the year, right? From January 1st current, is like 8.6% was the healthcare sector. And then we get things like this coming out. United Health Group stock, UNH, drops 12% as the U.S. Department of Justice announces a civil fraud probe into the company's Medicare billing. Like, it seems like every sector that someone goes into is being targeted in some way, shape, or form. And it's a little, I might have to get my tinfoil hat out, OC, because at the end of the day, when you see, okay, this is your safe haven sector, everyone's moving here, and then you get Department of Justice making announcements, hey, we're investigating this company for fraud, the biggest healthcare stock out there, right? You have to wonder, and that's why at the end of the day, I just have to go over here and look at old Michael Saylor, and we'll check this out. But this is, I think this is why I feel safest with my money in Bitcoin.
There's only room for one nation state to buy up 20% of the
And
network.
That is not playing,
and
is it?
Obviously, I think it should be the
It is.
United States. I think it will
Okay.
be the United States. It's a way for us to enrich ourselves and emerge as a creditor nation in a matter of a decade. Also a way for us to ensure that we're the economic leaders in cyberspace and the digital economy for the next 100 years. And if we do that, every one of our allies will follow us, and then all of our enemies will end up having to buy into the network once it passes 10 or 20 million a coin, and they will enrich us. And there's only
Yeah. So at the end of the day, OC, what do you think? Do you play all of the shifting sectors, or do you play the Bitcoin sector? Because even the altcoins, I was thinking about this this morning. I was like, if you look at crypto and you look at the TradeFly side, right, and you mirror over left to right, you got Bitcoin, right? You got the S&P 500. That's your blue chips, your Amazons, so on and so forth, right? That's Bitcoin to that. Your tech sector would be all of your true utility altcoins. Think about your top 20 utility tokens, right? That would be your tech sector, your NASDAQ 100. You look at all of the other altcoins in there, and they're going to be parallel to things like the Russell 2K, right? Your small caps. Most of them won't make it. Some of them will make you a ton of money, right? And then you look at meme coins as like your penny stocks. There's a million of them. You pick, you throw 5 cents, $5 in each of them until you're capped out, and you hope that one explodes, right? And that's pretty much how I'm looking at crypto. And when I look at Bitcoin compared to the NASDAQ or compared to the S&P 500 in the world of blue chips, I really feel like I have a better chance of just tagging onto Bitcoin than I do the S&P blue chips, because even the blue chip sector, blue chip healthcare sector, getting absolutely wrecked from a DOJ. I'm just saying, Amazon equals Bitcoin. No, I'm saying as far as blue chip to blue chip, Buck, settle down. Go get your panties in a bunch, Marine. Go eat some crayons. Find your red one. Get your cap ready there, OC. What do you got for us, man? Your thoughts on that, on where Bitcoin sits in relation to all the altcoins and where they all sit in relation to the stock market. You're going to take your cap off? I want to hear the OC conspiracy on this, man.
Let's go. All right, so let me see if I can find the article. Yesterday I was reading an article, not quite I cannot remember the exact name. It was the writer of I don't remember if it's The Art of War or Rich Father in something like that. I don't remember which one of those authors was talking about this, where the limit of the market crash of this era would be February 28th, right? And then he was explaining that then we're going to be having kind of like a rotation of capital or a collapse, and then people is going to be joining crypto spaces or Bitcoin and gold for value of reserve, right? So far, this is all speculation. Do not believe me all the way down there, all right? The point is that regardless what's happening, and that's why I was talking about, remember that where we were before the elections, right, on a delicate spot, this is not going away. This keeps evolving in the behind the corners, right? So we need also to take a look at those signals, and I am expecting a rotation of capital. Maybe the disaster, it is not a disaster where everybody goes poor or the US dollar disappears or we change of national currency. Sorry, not national, international currency, right? Worldwide currency. Maybe it's just a change of perspective, and that is basically what I will be expecting. Like, for example, if we talked about the S&P 500 and Bitcoin, which they are comparing on how do they hold value, well, when we see rotation of capital, I will be expecting, or somebody will be maybe saying that we could be seeing the S&P 500 crashing and Bitcoin going up, because money needs to migrate from one place to another unless they start printing more, which I don't think that would be a good idea, except if they want to throw down Bitcoin. But I'll explain that a little bit and take everything else with it, right? But I'll explain that in a bit, maybe in another session. The point is, yeah, it's a little too long. The point is not to make this too long and boring. It is that when we start seeing that migration of capital for S&P 500 or something of SPX or something like that, remember that it is not like a piggyback or something. It is made out of different industries, right? Or the top 500 industries. So what's happening, as we see, maybe was it held by Walmart? Then maybe Walmart crashes. But also remember that, if I'm not mistaken, the S&P 500 already have integrated, I think, big Bitcoin ETF on its lines. That means that we could be seeing falling of little pillars, right, or little columns, and then seeing that migration of capital. So it's not like a disaster; it's just a change of perspective. When we won't be seeing like like the movies, the economical financial crisis, so on and so forth. Let me give you a little bit of food for thought, and I'm going to take off my hat right now, and let me tell you that everything.
Two Dub said that hat becomes you. She said that tinfoil hat
What?
and you guys are like peanut butter and jelly. It just fits.
Oh man, we need to bring back OC Team Follow Hat. I also
We
love it.
do. We
Maybe
do. We
when
need
we
to bring
get
that
100
emoji
more
back.
subscribers. Yes. So food for thought, guys. What is Bitcoin backed up with? Right? I would say at this point, before it was Chinese currency, right? I would say right now that is US dollar or American currency. So what happened if you overprint and then you keep pushing that value into Bitcoin? What's going to happen with it? So if whatever is backed up with is going to be losing value, what's going to happen there? So there's a little bit on my head. There's a little bit of a crisis scenario where they overprint that much and then do that rotational capital, which brings back down also power of purchase of Bitcoin because it's back up or bought with nothing. But that there's an exchange graphic there that needs to be broken. Other than that, just a little bit of food for thought.
Awesome. Yeah. So let's go take a look at some altcoins and then we'll come back and talk about these Bitcoin expiries today. French Toaster just gifted one Piper Academy membership. Appreciate you, brother. Awesome. He's trying to get those numbers up so we can get tinfoil hat OC back. So, and BJ picked up that membership. Welcome to the alumni, man. OC, what are you seeing on the altcoin side? Let's go talk about some utilities and see how they're moving right now in comparison with Bitcoin's little struggle that it's on right now. What do you got for us?
Okay, I do have a couple of them prepared here. Let's go over them, and then maybe we can pull up the bubbles. But in the meantime, Jupiter already have a movement to the upside. We're still below the zero line. Sorry, the dynamic reactor. We're still pretty low on our prime score. I was expecting, remember that what I'm pointing at here, a break through that zero line, and it happened a little bit earlier. Man, that always happens, right? But I said, well, and I draw a line, it always happens faster. Nonetheless, it already have happened, but we're not yet above the dynamic reactor, which means we could also have another reversal. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. There we go, something like that, when we have a flip of the ribbon below dynamic reactor, which indicates that we're still on a bear trend. Something that we could be starting looking at, it is the next support. My support, and you'll see that I have an alert there. It is at 74 cents, and I am preparing for a possible entry right there in Jupiter. Another one that I want to go over, it is near. All right, near basically already confirmed it. Remember that we talked about the Adam and Eve, or the Eve and Adam, right? And I told you guys, this is the no return zone. Guys, you took the trade. Please tell me you did. We've been hunting this trade, I think, since Tuesday. So, guys, if you did not take this one, man, I don't know what you guys are looking at. So we already have the Eve and Adam, and we're looking for the breakout of the neckline, right? If you're planning to jump in now, it is too late. Remember that we need to wait for breakout retest, and then on the retest, that's where we jump in. And looks like we're having a goose head right here, which indicates us that we could be having a further move to the upside before a pull back. And then maybe if that support is good enough, we then start rallying. The Eve in Adam usually indicates an explosive breakout. So be careful if you're planning to catch that, maybe, because this is not for sure. Remember that explosive breakout at the candle close. Enter with a very tight stop loss and aim for the TP number one somewhere below this area of confluence. And we can see that there we go with our support and resistances. Maybe TP number one here, TP number two, and then off we go. So I wanted to cover this one because we have been over and over and over and over almost daily on this pattern, and also remind you guys that this is how you track a chart, right? There's many ways, and this is one of my favorites, which is forecasting the pattern and following and updating daily until the pattern actually confirms and you start seeing those points of no return. So other than that, turn it back to you, Piper.
I'm sitting here looking at Bitcoin right now, man. Let's jump over to the chart and talk about that because we just talked about these levels this morning, guys, that 50% fib. And guess what? The weekly pivot and that 50% fib has given us the rejection on Bitcoin, along with the stock market sell-off going on right now, guys. It is on its way down. I'm going to be watching this level right here between 96,794. That's going to be our 618. And then on top of that, we got the 0.66 at 90. We'll call it 96,000. It's 95,940. But in the middle there, mother's milk. And yes, someone said earlier, it's like baby breastfeeding. That baby just goes to it, right? Mother's milk just draws it in every time. I think that this median margin range inside of the golden pocket going to be a key area to watch for support. If we do not hold there, guys, and we get a retest, we're looking for a short down to the 786 and our weekly pivot low. That's going to be the box there that I'm watching. You can see on the oscillator right now on the 4-hour, we did get the power bar that pinged out about right here and said, hey, I'm losing momentum. I'm losing energy. They had one last good pull up here, grab that liquidity, and then down it goes, right? Textbook market structure right there, guys. Money flow, it is starting to come down. The True 7 did peak. Ribbon is now in a bearish pattern. Going to watch this volume, see if this volume starts to come down also. I do want to see some higher time frames here and see what's going on our daily. It looks like right now we do have our major support zone coming in at 93,462. That is going to be the lower support band here of our predictive ranges. Remember, these printed all the way back here, and these levels have been key in support and resistance. So we are on the 3-day. We do have a little bit of upturn here on the MACD normalized. This is your signal, your bearish signal, but it is starting to curve back up for a possible cross eventually. And we are seeing the histogram cool off a little bit and start to come back up too. But overall, guys, we're not far enough. We're not far enough down here on the RSI, in my opinion, or on the oscillators for these divergences to really play out. I do think we're going to see a little pushback back to that $93,000 range. And this is something that I brought up this morning on the Alex O Crypto Show. I was in his chat and I said, everyone needs to settle down because everyone was getting super bullish. I was like, everyone, you need to settle down until we break key resistance that we're at right now and get outside of the range that Bitcoin has been in for, a hot minute. We've been just ranging here. If I put this on the daily and we jump back over to this news, there we go. Well, OC and I are both up here. We're really just in a range here, guys. I can take this and throw on a regression trend tool. Just go over here and grab a regression trend and just run it across here and you'll see once it loads. Come on, TradingView, load for me. There we go. You can see we're just in this trend, and it's kind of a rising channel, really. And so until we break key levels, like even the 50% level here, and hold it as support for another bounce, I can't be bullish. Is the price action holding stable? Yeah, absolutely. And that's why we're dollar cost averaging into it. But everyone needs to settle down. Just little pumps, and then everyone FOMOing in. That's how you get trapped and you become someone else's exit liquidity. So patience. Patience and breathe. OC, let's jump over and talk about this article here. A couple of headlines. I'm not going to dive too deep into these, and then we'll see if we can head out of here. Piper, you know where to go calm down the Super Bowls. That's true. That's true. Hey, what's up there? Holy crap. Let me do this. Hold on. Let me jump over here. Look who had just died. He just dove right into the live stream. He's like, let me in here. Like the Kool-Aid man kicking in the door. What's up, TradeFly?
What's up, dude? I saw you had notifications disabled, so I was like, F it, full send. I'm coming in. What's up?
I told you, anytime you want to drop in, you're more than welcome. Hey, how are you feeling about the market? We've got a very short time here. I'm going to hand it all over to you. What are your thoughts on this pullback and this rejection level?
Dude.
I don't know if you've been watching that, but we rejected pretty damn perfectly on a 50% fib, and just said, yeah, weekly pivot and fib touched and high five. Anybody who FOMO'd in, I just took your money and we're out of here. And now we're dumping. So your thoughts are, do you want to, talk about it or show a chart, whatever you want to do, man?
Hey, I'm I'm pulling the charts up right now. I was looking at that previously, the previous week pivot as well. So give me 1 second here and I will share my screen. I just got to disconnect the two of them here. There we go. Window, boom, bada bing. Did it work? It
Bada
did.
boom, bada fuko.
Bada boom. What's Joe say? Bingo bango. There we go. Bingo bango. Yeah, man. So I've been looking at kind of the same thing. It didn't quite get it up to the and this is when I say the previous week pivot, it is 2 weeks ago. I went ahead and left it up there. The reason I left it up there though was because you had both support and resistance. It's a very nice horizontal. Didn't quite make it up, but the concern that I truly had was actually the greater market. And when I talk about that, I'm talking about the SPX, the NASDAQ, and things of that nature. When they're setting an all-time high with some of the data that we've been having, it really, again, we've been saying this over and over again. I think the data didn't really align with what's happening. And the market has just been truly resilient. And it's been cool to see, but it did give me a little bit of a pause. And the other thing that I was looking at was liquidity. All right. So I don't have the liquidation heat map up right now, but trust me when I say this whole zone was a ton of liquidity, and it really all started at about 97.6 to about 98K. We were looking at that for the past couple of days. So a lot of liquidity to grab. And now that liquidity's already been taken, what's the incentive here to continue to drive prices up? Not a whole bunch, but hey,
My portfolio. That's
yeah,
the
well,
incentive.
that well, for you, but for the exchanges and the market maker, not so much. They care about taking from your portfolio. So one of the things we do have though that gives you maybe a little bit of peace of mind, and I'm not going to say this is going to hold up. We got a lot of confluence here. We got the point of control, dynamic reactor. We got a long-standing trend line. So this could be that beautiful OC retest that we're always looking for, right? Shakalaka! It could be. It could be. So, I mean, look at the reaction you're getting off this area right now. I mean, 97.3. We've already gone up $700 in a very, very short amount of time. So keep an eye on that. It all may not be lost. The issue you have right now is the greater market is selling off. So be careful would be my suggestion here. Obviously, low side though, an area I'm going to give you guys to look at, mark it on your charts, 95.2. See this orange line here? Mark it. Please put a notification on it. Look at how many times you've had price action off of that level. I do think you're going to find an opportunity here when price, or if price ultimately brings its way back down, you're gonna find some movement. And that's an area I'm keying on. Obviously, my big area is down here. This is where I'm going to go high capital, low leverage. But this right here, interim, intraday, scalp type trade is what I'll be looking for. And I still think there is room for price to run. I think it really needs to actually make it up to this horizontal, which we haven't seen. I think we're just getting a little bit of volatility with a sell-off right now. I'm not getting too scared, honestly, until we break this level. We break this level here about where the point of control is. Then you look for that downside to about 95.2. But you guys know how I like to play the game. Let it come to you, baby. Don't be in a rush. Like when you get these little pullbacks and you get into the muck, no zone. So for me, I'm chilling, man. Come down to 95.2 or get yourself a little breakout here over 100K. And then we start looking at bigger and better things.
Oh, nope, wrong one. Trio.
And he gone.
TradeFly is here. TradeFly is here. TradeFly is here. Trio. Yeah, and I think that's in line with what we're actually seeing right now. I think that $98,000 range, it was on the heat map. We talked about it earlier this week, 98,000 to 100,000, yeah. Upper 99s really it wasn't what it was. But yeah, that's right in line with that. Shout out to Retro Mike Tech and Alexandra G. Both of them have dropped 5 memberships. So gifts. I appreciate you guys, man. That is
They're both
amazing.
amazing.
Retro Mike Tech dropped them because TradeFly dropped in. I know why he dropped them, because
Oh,
you know
there
his
it
favorite
is.
content creator on his favorite show, the #1 show on Piper Academy, the Crypto Nightcap. So hosted by TradeFly.
I can't say it anymore. You have now caught me and surpassed the Crypto Nightcap in the interim. We're gonna make a comeback here. Don't worry.
Yeah, we got some stuff. We got some stuff cooking, don't we, TradeFly? We're making some moves. We got some stuff building.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You can see some changes here soon.
So change is coming soon to a channel near you. Let's go jump over and look at this article real fast, because we're talking about this $98,000 range, and that's an interesting range for what's going on today. As I told you guys that on the thumbnail, $2 billion in options expiration going on today. And it's Bitcoin and Ethereum between those two, fueling volatility concerns. Bitcoin's max pain point is $98,000. Ethereum's max pain point is $2,700. Cautiously bearish sentiment dominates, with Bitcoin struggling at key resistance levels. We just saw that play out today. And traders are eyeing 96,500 for support, wary of that low volatility. So Bitcoin hovers near 98,000 at the time of this writing. It's now pulled back from that, facing resistance at 103.9, which we've talked about that level a lot here on the show also. And a drop below $91,000 could trigger a sharp sell-off towards $85,000. So looking at that from that perspective of, of these options expiring today, and we've already touched that $98,000, kind of makes you wonder how many people are hitting that button to get out at that level to cause that pain. So OC TradeFly, your thoughts on that? I'll let since TradeFly is never on here, I'll let him have the lead on that one. But OC, if you got any input on that expirations today with this price and what we're seeing right now, holler it out, shout it out. What you think?
I mean, it can always be a factor. It's something I follow sometimes, but honestly, I've kind of pushed that out a little bit in terms of expirations and having that really have a huge impact on the market. I've seen it over and over again where you get all these thumbs. Check this out. Here's proof in the pudding. People don't even talk about it anymore. Like a lot of times back in the day, about a year and a half ago, there was videos dedicated to this, and they were just like, oh my God, this is about to shake the market. Watch out, fear, blah, blah, content creator, hibbity blue, blah. But now they're not talking about it as much. So I don't know, man. And you could see a sharp movement like based off of it, and then an instant turnaround, just based on after the expiration.
Yep.
So I really don't, it doesn't affect me in terms of my trading, to be honest.
And something
Alexander
interesting
G.
that what you just described, TradeFly, is direct result of increase of market cap. So basically, we already are in that area where the market cap of Bitcoin is just good enough or big enough that the expirations doesn't really impact that much. Although I do have a slightly bit of a different perspective, but slightly. I mean, I'm there with you. But just like you mentioned, might start a little bit of a 1 week or 2 weeks, candles of movement. And if the conditions are still right, they can create a snowball effect. But absolutely, I agree with you. I mean, there have not been talked as much anymore, but I still think that in the right conditions, they can still do some damage, if you will.
Yeah, that's fair.
Alexandra G. She liked to shout it out loud. She gave a little paid homage there to Kiss. If you guys don't know, Crypto Billy, former Kiss member, not a well-known secret out there, but there you go. That's so shout out to her. The username said Piper. TradeFly tries to make it on every Friday. He's just late and the show is over when he shows up. So shout out to
Lies.
What do you got for the people on the way out, man? We're about to go raid Randy Hip or TradeFly. I'm going to leave the floor to you. You can give a shout out to anybody you want. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about. You can even talk about that thing that you just talked about earlier in our Discord if you want.
Oh,
and, yeah, because that's some big news there, and we may be making some changes on our setup here.
Yeah, we'll see. So somebody pointed this out to me last night on the show. I believe it was Al Jr. Don't hold me to that part of it. But one of the things that you guys really got to pay attention to with these exchanges is when they say, hey, we are not gonna basically honor some of these. I think they call them restricted regions. All right, so restricted regions. United States is listed as a restricted region for blowfin. So what I'm gonna say there is be very, very careful. Now, understand MEXC, KuCoin, all of those places say the same thing. BingX, and people are still trading on them, and they're trading large quantities. The thing that I want you to understand, that if you are in a restricted region and you ever have a dispute with one of these exchanges, you have zero leverage. Zero. Understand that, because you are doing something that is against their terms of service. What does that mean for me? I'm going to most likely reduce the amount of capital that I have on the exchange and limit my exposure to what I would be, you never want to lose money. Let's be frank there. But if I lose a certain amount of capital, it's not going to end me, and I'm not going to go home crying about it. So I'm going to reduce the amount of capital I have, which means I'll have to change kind of my strategy in terms of trading with leverage, just to kind of compensate for not using as much capital in those trades, which ultimately is riskier. So I just want to point it out to you guys. Be careful. This is what happened with BingX. I had to deal with them. And first, they're like, all right, you're in a restricted region. And then it was what was it? Trying to think. It wasn't a VPN. It went into something else first. I can't remember what it was, but ultimately the dreaded VPN came, and then you couldn't access it, and it was just basically kicking you out and saying, hey, like you're not in one of our locations that are eligible for this exchange. So it's the game of whack-a-mole. I've talked about this before. So just understand, you kind of bounce around from exchange to exchange, finding the new kid on the block. I think it's BitTuneX or Bit10X. I see people jumping to that right now. I've seen Alex O jump on it. I've seen CryptoFace jump on it. What happens is these exchanges will come in. They're new. They're spinoffs. Understand that they're spinoffs of bigger exchanges.
Yep.
They'll come in. They'll get about a 2-year period where they kind of skirt around the rules until they get big enough that somebody cracks down on them, and then they have to crack down on you. So I just want to put that out there. Be safe.
Yeah, we're still partnered with Blowfin as our exchange, and they have not announced KYC yet. But when that happens, be aware that we will let you guys all know, so you will know immediately. So
that was that other element, KYC and then VPN, right? That's basically what you'll see happen. So be careful. Works again, like you said, we're still trading on it for now, for the time being. Just understand that, if you got a lot of money on there, I got a couple bucks, I'll probably minimize my exposure.
Yep, absolutely. Good call. Well, that is about all we have time for today, guys. I appreciate everyone joining us here. I just looked, nobody is live for us to redirect to. So that's okay. Well, knowing that it's worthy of getting redirected, the alumni. How about that? But yeah, Palau ID, we might look in on that also. Crypto Billy, maybe you can get us a link for that, and we'll start looking in on that. That might be a good way. But right now, Bitcoin at 97,810. You can see it right there. I appreciate you jumping in here with this TradeFly. I appreciate all of the gifted memberships today, and all of the love that the alumni always shows us here on the channel. Guys, this is the weekend. Go spend time with your families. That's what you do. Alex O Crypto is going to be doing that. I'm going to be doing that. TradeFly is going to be doing that. OC Guy going to be doing that. So you guys should too. Spend some time with your families this weekend. Don't get too wrapped up around the charts, okay? As long as we're patience and making calculated movements, we're all going to be okay at the end of the day. TradeFly, what do you got for the people on the way out, man?
Yeah, I hope everybody has a great weekend. Good to see everyone in the chat. Jesse, Crypto Billy, Retro Mike Tech, LBC, Alex O, Emma Coiner. I mean, a ton of you. It's our family. Username, of course, Alexandra G. All of you are in there. It's the regular. You guys are family. Again, have a great weekend. Love you a long time. Trade safe. Be safe. And I'm out.
OC, how about you, man? What do you got for the people, man?
Absolutely, guys. Thank you so much for joining today. A quick reminder that Piper Academy is the only show that gives you power-ups when you click that like button. So do not let that chance go away. And today, if you click that like button, the force. I know you try to use it every single day. Don't lie to me. We all do. So if you click that like button today, you'll get an extra increase of 0.0001% chances of a greater force today. So maybe you can finally change that channel with your blink of an eye. Give it a try. Let me know if that worked.
Awesome. Guys, thanks for joining us today. We'll be back here Monday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, bringing you guys the news, the charts, the markets, the economy, and everything you need to have knowledge. Don't forget to tune in today, 4 p.m. This is going to be Trade Academy with Trade Intuition, and then starting all over Monday morning. And we're back again with Good Morning Crypto at 5 a.m., and we'll be back at 10 a.m. See you guys then. Enjoy your weekends. Enjoy your family. If you're going to trade safe and use some risk management. We'll catch you guys next week. Peace.
I don't know what they keep telling me. I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling after wheels fall low. I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. TradeFly, get the soul train ready. What a line from OCI, form a Mexican spaghetti. Yo, crunch crypto with a deep dive to reject dime. And if you like the visual powered by Car Prime, then you were part of that alumni, that's all spine. But if you have step, fall back to offline. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling after wheels fall low. Sound off.
To get with them, the ZTS rhythm. Rip it, Alexandra.
Yeah, that's my alumni, you know what I mean?
That was awesome, dude.